All right, so we need to circle up as a team here, and I need you guys to understand all of this, and we need a fresh start, okay? This product is an intangible item, okay? It's the education behind lifting. It's also training. They can't take it with them. They can't touch it. Just so you know where I stand, I always get so irritated because of the way this is treated, that it is an intangible object that people disrespect it. For example, would you walk into Lululemon and say, yo, I know these shorts are $50, but I want to take them home with me and I'm just looking to pay like $30. You would never do that. But yet here, because this is intangible, people always try and say, well, I know it's this much, I want to pay this much. That drives me crazy. Because right there, the intangible item, this product, even though you can't touch it, doesn't mean it's not valuable. The same thing goes, and with that intangible item, I'm not talking about giving people a slight discount that deserve a break, or members that have been with us for a while. I'm talking about people that flat out come in and say, nah, I want to pay this, okay? With that being said, the same is happening with our staff. With this workout, the intangible stuff, the why behind it, the form behind it, the coaching behind it, is also being disrespected, and it's going to stop. And this is what I mean by that. Let's say, just to compare levels of passion, not talent, levels of passion. Michael Jackson, okay, the great musician. What would happen if he took a new song, gave it to people who were going to compose the music and perform the music and said, this is my work, this is my new song, paying you to play it at a show? And those people looked at it and went, yeah, I got it. Watched him dance, didn't have the sound on, didn't pay attention, was like, yeah, I'm good enough to go through this, I got it. And then when they went to play it, each one of them was off by a note. Just a half step. That song would sound like shit. And Michael Jackson would be pissed off because they're butchering something he put his heart and soul into. It's exactly what's happening here. And maybe you're one of the few that is doing it right. Don't comment on this, I'm doing everything right, because you're not. No one is. No, not one person. Okay? And unless everyone is doing it correct, I don't care that one is doing it, that's a failing mission. Further, what if it's a police training program where new recruits come in and there's sergeants or captains that are in charge of delivering to the new recruits, these are the new protocols, so we stop all the violence on the street. Here's your curriculum, this is the new protocols, this is what happens when you stop and pull someone over. And the person, sergeant, delivering that product, looks at it and is like, yeah, I already know all this stuff and I get it and I know what that means. So anyway, class, here's the plan. I think I got this. You think you got it? People are going to die. Okay? No one's going to die in here. Mistakes happen all the time. Ab movements, I've been watching these cameras like crazy since I've discovered these gaps. Ab movements, that's a casualty of war. You're still moving your abs even though you're doing it incorrectly from the way I showed. But what I am most pissed about is the why. I explain till I'm blue in the face in these videos, and I'll say, the client needs to understand this. And none of it is being said. For example, last week with PRs. The success of your workout has nothing to do with the fact that you hit a new PR. Nothing. That means nothing. And if you judge the success of this program on you hitting a new number, you have failed. The success is in the quality of your sets, the volume, the intensity, okay? The frequency at which you show up. And just by showing up to attempt a PR, you're winning. Not one trainer said that in the class of all the videos I watched. That is a flat out disrespect to this program, because the reason this gym is even open is the word why. Yeah, we're fucking doing squats. Big deal. Why are we doing squats? That's what I want these clients to understand. Scene also is this. I'll be demonstrating in my video split squats. I'm just covering form without weight range of motion and I'm talking through the movement, but if you have the sound on, you would hear me say, you got to use dumbbells. I'm watching these films and these videos of these gyms, and I'm not talking about people modifying. I'm not talking about people being too blown out to even use dumbbells, because that happens. I'm talking about the majority of the people doing it without, because the trainer didn't have the sound on in the video and is demonstrating it just the way they saw it. Butchering the quality of this product. So it's like the telephone game. If each one of you kind of just watch vaguely what's happening on that board and what I'm saying and why they need to be doing it, because you're a pro and you know it all. I know what a squat is. I don't need to listen to what he has to say. I just see that it says 12 squats, and I know squats perfectly. It's a game of telephone. And every time it gets translated down and around, it gets watered down that much more. Our competition's policy for this, because it happens with their group training, is strike one, you get sent home. Strike two, if they catch you blowing it again, letting the client down, keep in mind what our clients pay to be here. And keep in mind what they go through to be here. They have families, they have kids at home, they're making a sacrifice for self-care to show up, and then you're slamming them with crap that wasn't even supposed to be said, wasn't supposed to be done, it wasn't even delivered in the right way. Shame on you guys for allowing that to happen to these clients. The competition on strike two sends you home for a week. The third time, just three. Just three. I saw 3 alone in one class last week. 3, you are out. You're gone. Now, I don't want to send people home. I like you guys. I like what's going on here. I don't want to fire anyone. I don't think that's the right way to go about it. But there will be consequences from here on out. There will be a 3-strike policy, which I'm going to drop on you guys. This is also what's going to happen. I'm going to man these cameras like crazy. I'm going to now have to freaking spend money to have people babysit these cameras at every gym. I'm going to show you the angles at which the cameras capture, so you can make sure that there's no misconduct. We're not watching you when we shouldn't be. There's none in the bathrooms. I'm going to show you the angle that the camera sees, and I want you to know you are being watched. You have forced my hand. I hate micromanagement. I wish it didn't have to come to this, but after what I've seen the past couple weeks and just watching, Michael Jackson, watching his song being destroyed, it makes me sick. The people do what they are inspected to do, not expected. And it's a shame that you guys have shown me that. I want to sit here and flip out and fly off the handle, but I'm hoping we can correct this. I'm hoping you guys can sink in that much more effort. I'm not asking a lot. Every video, there's 3, is 1 minute and 45 seconds. Okay? 1 minute 45. The bottom part of every workout is 4 exercises. 4. You're telling me that you can't memorize 4 and deliver 4 exercises perfectly to the client. This isn't a 20-minute video. This isn't CrossFit where crazy form and technique is involved. 4 needs to be delivered to perfection. And the fact that that isn't happening, it just blows my mind. You might think it's not a big deal. I didn't explain the why. I didn't explain the reasoning why we're here for today's workout or why it's important. The ab movement was slightly different, big deal. But if it does happen like that, what do we have? We have what every other gym has. Just a free-for-all. Show up, take your best stab at it, and socialize. It's a fun house. We basically have a fun house. And a fun house has a timestamp on it. There's an expiration date that place is going to close. And if the things keep going this way, we are going to close. Keep in mind, about 20 members have access to that private thread. The amount that they reach out to me and say, class went differently than you described in the video, there's literally coaches sitting in those workout threads, and when they come into the class, you know what they're telling me? I could have done a better job delivering that product than the trainer did. because you guys don't realize who's sitting in those threads. Imagine them coming to me, paying $139 a month and making sacrifices out of their day to come in here and better themselves. And they're sitting there thinking, this person didn't even watch the video. This person isn't describing why I'm standing in the building. This person didn't even demonstrate the form correctly. Why am I paying this gym $139 a month? I would be pissed. And it's happening. I'm not making this up. I can name those 10 people now, but I don't want to out them. I'm going to add 10 more for quality control, so those people can have eyes on every single class. And I'm so sorry that it's come to this. We'll take all these eyes on you guys away when we can get through one solid month of 0 mistakes. And look at this. Look at this board here from Monday. You have dumbbell press. You have to explain intensity. You have to explain volume. You have bent over row. And then you have straight arm pull down and dumbbell flies and an ab movement. You're telling me that that can't be flat out nailed and crushed in that 60 minutes from watching a 3 to 5 minute long segment of films? It's got to stop. It stops today. It stops now. All of you guys are going to do it correctly. If you've seen any of this video or paid attention, you guys are going to privately message me your favorite Michael Jackson song. At the end of this rant, hopefully it's the last rant. I don't remember the last time I've been so heated or even had to do a rant like this. I hate it. This gym's supposed to be fun. It's simple. I try and make it as simple as possible. I preload these videos and make them short on purpose. I could sit here and dissect the form for squats for 10 minutes. Imagine watching that and having to say 10 cues per squat movement. That I understand. I understand why it would be skipped through. I do not understand why it's not being paid attention to the way it is now, because I couldn't make it any simpler if I tried. It's impossible. The list couldn't be any shorter. Have you seen exercise workout plans for other gyms? It's a laundry list. That would be difficult. That I could understand you forgetting a movement. Other than that, I want you guys to be more engaged in the class. So what I see in class a lot is most of the important stuff happens up here. Most of the people congregate up here by the racks. And the trainer is back here on the phone. That's what I'm seeing since I've been watching these cameras. On your cell phones constantly. Now I get it, you're changing music and stuff, but it's more than that. Still film them and get clips, because that helps us advertise. But wait till after the class to post it. I also want more engagement. From what I see last time, I haven't had Emily in here in a long time. Emily will stand in the front of the racks and in front of the people. She's not dancing around the perimeter. And that commands attention. People automatically are turned to her like, why is this trainer right up in front when usually they're floating around dancing in the background? That's a boss move. I'm here. I'm in your face. I'm a coach. Why are coaches dancing around in the background? You should be front and center, up in their grill. Of course, COVID, not in their freaking face, but where they know, like, this person means business. Coach these people, okay? And I only know what I'm seeing from a few of these cameras. Bryant is a great example, and I'm only using him. You guys all have your strong suits. I'm only using him because I see it every day. He comes in here just a few minutes early before class, which all of you should do. Some of you on these cameras are showing up way late, and I see it. He comes in a few minutes early, and you know what he does? He walks through every single movement on that board. And it's not a lot. It's 6 movements usually. 6. But he will walk through and do them himself. Every movement 6 times. There's no way he can drop the ball. He just did the movements with his own body. It's like saying someone's name and repeating it. It helps you memorize their name. It's like writing down an idea instead of just thinking it. It helps you memorize it. He walks through the whole thing. It takes 3 minutes. And he says the words on the video. That takes the same amount of time. I also have a coach like Rachel who will flat out roll up on you. What are you doing this weekend? What are you up to? getting them to rest more, getting to know these people. The coaching and all that, every single thing, delivering of this intangible product starts right freaking now.